the girl I wasn't smart enough to keep. I've spent years trying to figure out the exact moment I lost her. Was it the night I chose a poker game with my buddies over the dinner she'd cooked for me? Was it the time I forgot her birthday until the day after and tried to make up for it with a gas station bouquet? Was it every single time she looked me in the eye, searching for some sign that I cared as much as she did, and I shrugged it off with a joke instead of giving her the answer she deserved? I don't know. I'll probably never know. What I do know is that I was the dumb one. She was the best thing that ever happened to me, and I threw it all away with my own selfishness. And now, years later, I see her from a distance happy, thriving, radiant in a way she never was with me, and all I can do is write this, like some pathetic confession no one asked for. Her name was Sophie. I met her when I was 21 and she was 19, working at the coffee shop down the street from my apartment. I'd come in after class, broke and tired, and she'd always give me an extra shot of espresso for free. I told myself it was because she liked me, but in hindsight, she was just kind like that with everyone. She had this soft, steady energy, like no matter how chaotic the world was, she could calm it down just by being in the room. I was the opposite: loud, impulsive, always chasing the next thrill. And somehow, she picked me. We started dating fast. Within weeks, she was sleeping over at my place more nights than not. She'd make breakfast, leave little notes in my textbooks, remind me to pay bills I would have forgotten. She was the glue that held my messy, half-formed adult life together. And I was just a kid playing house, too blind to see how much she gave. At first, it was easy. We were in love, or at least I thought we were. We'd stay up late watching movies, go on long drives with no destination, talk about dreams bigger than either of us could imagine. She wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be successful, though if you asked me to define what that meant, I couldn't have told you. She supported me. Always. When I failed a class, she sat with me while I ranted and promised I wasn't a failure. When I got my first crappy job at an IT help desk, she bought a cheap bottle of champagne and toasted to the first step of many. She celebrated every win like it was hers. And me? I celebrated by drinking too much, by hanging out with friends until sunrise, by coming home smelling like cigarettes and excuses. I thought she'd always be there, no matter how much I screwed up. Looking back, the signs were everywhere. She'd ask me to spend more time with her, and I'd roll my eyes, call her clingy. She'd plan dates, and I'd cancel last minute because something came up. She'd open up about her insecurities, and I'd brush them off with a joke because I didn't know how to handle emotions. The truth? I was selfish. I wanted the comfort of having her without the effort of actually keeping her. I remember one night in particular. She cooked dinner, her mom's lasagna recipe, something she'd been excited about all week. I showed up an hour late, already half drunk from beers with the guys. She sat across from me, silent, watching me shovel food into my mouth like it was just another meal. I didn't thank her. I didn't even notice she'd been crying until later, when she went to bed early and turned her back to me. And still, I didn't change. It wasn't one fight. It wasn't some explosive moment. It was a slow erosion, the kind that wears down a mountain grain by grain until there's nothing left. She started going quiet. Smiling less. I'd catch her staring at me with this look, sad, tired, like she was begging me to wake up before it was too late. And I didn't. The day she left, she didn't yell. She didn't throw things or accuse me. She just packed a small bag, sat me down, and said, "I can't do this anymore. I love you, but I can't keep loving someone who doesn't love me back the same way." I laughed at first, like it was a joke. Then I got angry, told her she was being dramatic, told her no one else would love her like I did. but she just shook her head, kissed my forehead like I was a child, and walked out the door. And that was it. Dash. At first, I told myself she'd come back. That she just needed space, that she'd realize I was still the one. I even tried reaching out half-hearted texts, late-night calls. She didn't answer. Weeks turned into months. I saw her on social media, smiling with friends, starting her teaching job, glowing in a way I'd never seen before. She looked free. Meanwhile, I was unraveling. I drank more. Skipped work. Let everything slip through my fingers because without her holding me together, I didn't know how to function. I thought about chasing her down, begging, promising I'd change. But deep down, I knew it was too late. She'd given me 100 chances, and I'd wasted every single one. Dash. It's been 7 years since Sophie left. She's married now. 2 kids. A house with a garden she always used to talk about. She became everything she dreamed of, and more. I know because sometimes too often I still look. I see her posts, her happiness, the way her husband looks at her like she's the sun itself. And I wonder if she ever looks back at me, even for a second. As for me, I'm fine. Or at least, that's what I tell people. I have a decent job. A small apartment. Friends who tolerate my bitterness. But there's a hole in my chest where she used to be, and no matter how much time passes, it doesn't close. Because here's the truth I can't escape, I didn't lose her to bad luck, or circumstance, or fate. I lost her because I was too stupid, too selfish, too blind to see what I had until it was gone. Dash. I'm not writing this to win her back. That ship sailed a long time ago. I'm writing it because the guilt has rotted inside me for years, and maybe putting it into words will make it hurt less. Sophie, if by some miracle you ever see this, I just want you to know, I'm sorry. For every missed dinner, every careless word, every time I made you feel small when you deserved the world. You were the best thing in my life, and I was too dumb to realize it. And now, I'll spend the rest of my days carrying the weight of knowing I had the girl everyone dreams of and I let her slip through my fingers. Because I wasn't smart enough to keep her.